Campaign Clan Wolf. ROM reports rated Clan Wolf as the most dangerous of the invading clans, and the Battle of Tukayyid confirmed this assessment. Poor deployment by Comguard forces allowed the Ghost Bears to eke out a marginal victory. Clan Wolf, by contrast, defeated Comstar at every turn. Relying on her years of experience in the mercenary unit Wolf's Dragoons, and on the advice of Innisphere bondsman turned clansman Phelan Ward, Khan Natasha Kerensky persuaded her fellow Khan, Garth Raddick, to prepare Clan Wolf forces to counter Innisphere tactics. Unlike the other clans, the Wolves built up and carefully guarded large stores of supplies. They also suspended the ritual of Zelbringen and other formal rules governing clan troops in battle, a decision made only by Clans Wolf and Jade Falcon. The Presenter Marshal devoted his best troops to the battle against Clan Wolf, including the elite 66th and veteran 278th Divisions of the 10th Army. After Clans Jade Falcon and Smoked Jaguar lifted from Tukayyid, the Presenter Marshal transferred the 11th and 13th Armies to aid the 9th and 10th in the bitterly fought Wolf campaign. Despite deploying more than twice as many units against the Wolves than against any other clan, however, the Comguards still lost. Having dropped safely, the 3rd and 7th battle clusters advanced toward the target city of Skupo, shoulder to shoulder with the Omnimex of Alpha Galaxy's 4th Wolf Guards. Near the tiny hamlet of Forest's End, the clan's forces drew within sight of the 10th Army's 166th Division and the elite mech warriors of the 278th Division. The 283rd Division met the Wolves first, engaging the Wolf Guards of Alpha Galaxy and preventing them from closing a loop to trap the 166th and 278th Divisions. While the 283rd held off the 4th Wolf Guards, the 66th Division harassed the clan's forces' right flank. The Wolves hit the 66th hard, pushing it and the 278th back. The Wolf forces didn't follow the retreating Comguards, however, instead opting for a series of sweeping strikes by Natasha Kerensky's famed 13th Wolf Guards. Kerensky intended to bypass the retreating 166th and launch a drive for Skupo, but the veteran 282nd Division got in her way. Natasha Kerensky's cluster tore the 282nd apart. His division, however, had managed to halt the clan drive and allow the 10th Army to reach its fallback line of fortifications. Before the 10th could dig in, however, the Wolves resumed their attack. The clans broke through the Comstar line that stretched in front of the cities of Skupo and Burzo, only to walk into an ambush when the entrenched mechs, tanks and infantry of the 138th Division rose from the apparently barren hilltop and began firing. The Wolf Spiders' stubbornness allowed them to win through this battle by killing Presenter Jernberg of the 138th, and then forced the Comguards to retreat. Despite a tenacious defence put up by the 278th and 166th Divisions, it seemed as though the Wolf drive would push all the way to Skupo. Only the timely arrival of reinforcements from the 9th Army's 198th and 247th Divisions enabled the Comguards to hold their line. By this time, Comguard morale was beginning to suffer. Despite fighting with greater numbers and from a superior position, they couldn't stop the Wolves. No matter how hard Comstar soldiers fought, the enemy kept right on coming. At this point in the campaign, the Ilkhan chose to eliminate the only Comguard unit that thus far proven skilled enough to successfully oppose its warriors. Acting on his orders, the 11th Wolf Guards launched an all-out attack on the 278th Division. Presenter Koselka's troops fought brilliantly, but could not withstand the fury of the Wolf assault. With the loss of the 278th, Presenter Marshal Vogt realised that he no longer had enough forces to hold Skupo. He ordered the 66th and 208th Divisions to withdraw from the city, hoping to keep them from succumbing to the Wolves' slow encirclement. The Wolves advanced cautiously, wary of a possible Comstar trap, but they took Skupo unopposed. Leaving behind several clusters of Gamma Galaxy as a formidable garrison, the rest of the clan prepared to move on Burzo. Alpha Galaxy engaged the 10th Army divisions that guarded the approaches to the city, and Beta held off reinforcements from the 9th Army's 366th and 379th Divisions. Presenter Stinson's 11th Army, fresh from the defeat of the Jade Falcons, dropped on the fringes of Burzo and reinforced the shaky Comguard line. The Wolves declined to expose themselves to fresh troops and turned their attention from the 9th and 10th Armies to securing their own supply lines. The 11th Army, however, had other ideas. Stinson launched an all-out assault against Beta Galaxy in the Paritsu Mountains, killing senior Khan Garth Raddick. Despite this blow to the Wolf morale, the Comguards could not stop clan forces from taking Burzo. With the Wolf Spiders leading the assault, the warriors of Beta and Alpha Galaxies shoved their way past 9 Comguard divisions and into the city. With the capture of their second objective, the Wolves had earned the clan's only decisive victory. After 21 days of struggle, the Battle of Tukayyid ended. Battle in the Trenches. First Blood. Mech Warrior Demetria smashed her fist into her main view screen. Designed for rough treatment, the screen didn't shatter. The pain in her knuckles suggested that Demetria's hand hadn't fared as well, but in her present mood, she didn't care. Stravag machine, she muttered. She knew that only the advanced sensors carried by her dainty mistlinks had gained her admittance to the elite Axe Star. She therefore found it doubly frustrating to be as blind as the rest of the star. Her equipment was working fine, it simply wasn't reporting anything she wanted to know. She tossed another disdainful glance toward the idyllic scene outside her cockpit. Row after row of golden crops stretching out beside and behind the star, and emerald grass covered the hillside rising up before them, but she saw no sign of the enemy. The Comguards must be out there, most likely hidden behind the crest of that pretty green hill. Her sensors simply couldn't find them. "Anything yet, Axe 5?" came her commanding officer's voice over the comm. Demetria hesitated. More than anything, she wanted to be a useful member of the Star. To do her commander proud, they were counting on her, but so far she'd proved worse than useless. "Do you read me, Axe 5? Neg, that is, AF. I read you, Star Commander. Neg, I have not detected any sign of the Comguards." "Don't worry about it, Axe 5. They must be dug in good and tight." Demetria winced. She still found Star Commander Phelan Ward's use of contractions jarring, and his tone of voice told her that he'd heard the tension in her reply. She knew that he had meant to reassure her, but now everyone online knew how upset she was. A warrior with a reputation for fluttering nerves had little future in the clans. By the time pilot Karu had spotted the Comguards from his Omni-Fighter, Demetria had calmed down. As the rest of the Omni-Fighters began their strafing run, she took her place at the rear of the Star. Her lightweight weapons condemned her to perpetual rearguard duty. Really, the designer who came up with the Mistlink's Delta configuration must have been certifiable. Demetria's mech could have mounted a heavy laser or something else with real punch, but instead her primary weapon was a 20mm autocannon. She understood, of course, why the Ulcan had ordered Beta Galaxy's techs to outfit the Wolves' Mistlinks with autocannons. The light weapons used ammo efficiently, and conserving ammunition might well prove crucial during the campaign, but she didn't have to like it. Axe Star's mechs were only halfway up the hill when the fighters launched their attack run, and she knew her star would not make it to the hill crest before the Comguards attacked. Demetria watched in horror as an exterminator rose up in front of Phelan's Wolfhound, then sighed with relief as he evaded its lasers with incredible piloting skill and took the enemy out with a round of laser fire. Quarrel Flight had certainly softened up the Comguards, otherwise the Star Commander would never have been able to take out a medium mech so easily. Demetria followed the rest of the Star into the trench running alongside the hill, resisting the temptation to grumble out loud. Only one mech at the time could engage the enemy in the narrow defile, and Phelan and Mech Warrior Tea were carving up every Comguard's sight. Demetria resigned herself to a boring battle, hoping for better luck next time. Situation: Puritsu Range, Tukayyid. The sacrifices of the 282nd and 283rd Divisions halted the Wolves' initial drive toward the city of Skupo, and enabled the 10th Army to fall back to a strong defensive position, anchored by Presenter Jernberg's 138th Division, known as the Bandit's Bane. The 138th lay in wait for the pursuing Wolves, concealed in a series of covered trenches in the foothills of the Puritsu mountain range. Through a meticulous comparison of the landscape he occupied against that described in their briefings, Flight Commander Karu of the 13th Wolf Guard's Quarrel Flight managed to pin down the location of the Comguard's hidden warriors. Unfortunately, his flight's strafing attack came too late to do much good for the ground forces of the 13th Wolf Guards. The Wolf Spiders closed with the 138th, winning through by sheer fury of their fighting tactics. Bloody Basin Pass. Second Front. Mech Warrior Demetria watched the backs of her star's mechs as they charged up the pass. She'd almost begun to get bored with the routine. Quarrel Flight softened up the enemy, and then Phelan, Tea, and Ace took them apart. She got to pick over the bones left behind, but somehow her lot didn't fit her idea of the glories of war. Star Commander Phelan had ordered her to attack the lead Burke tank. With a mental shrug, she followed the others as the star closed in on the hapless Comstar armour. In order to line up her shots, she slipped a bit to the left of the star's formation so that Tea's summoner didn't block her line of sight. The sight of the Comguard's tanks still operational even after Quarrel Flight's strafing runs did surprise her, though. Demetria took aim at the Burke and triggered her autocannon, missing only because the tank was half buried in its defensive position. Almost as an afterthought, she stabbed at it with her standard laser, the shot striking the turret but inflicting little more than a scratch. The Burke returned fire with its PPC, stripping the armour off both arms of her misslinks. A second Burke fired on her as well, but missed. Suddenly, Demetria realised that she stood toe-to-toe with two heavy tanks, each of which outweighed her mech 3 times over, and outgunned and out-armoured her 2-to-1. The rest of the star had problems of its own and couldn't come to her rescue. "I'm going to die," she thought, "at the hands of a stupid Innisphere tank gunner." Never had Demetria imagined such a disgraceful end to her career and her life. Her weapons had finished cycling, and she fired reflexively, missing by a wide margin. She wasn't concentrating, not applying herself to the battle. She had to bear down. The Burke's gunner didn't appear to share her problem. 2 more electric blue PPC shots hit home, tearing armour off her left torso and destroying her left arm entirely. This hit had cost her her autocannon. She waited for the killing shot, but it didn't come. Risking a look around her, Demetria saw the rest of the star had taken 2 more tanks out of the fight. The remaining Burke and the Furies moved toward their other antagonists, dismissing Demetria's battered misslinks as the least dangerous unit on the field. Perhaps she wasn't going to die after all. Situation: Bloody Basin Pass, Tukayyid. With Scupo now in the hands of Clan Wolf, the Ilkhan turned his sights on the city of Burzo and sent Beta Galaxy, including the 13th Wolf Guards, to block 9th Army reinforcements from reaching the beleaguered 10th Army. As part of their defence against the mechs of the 9th, the Wolf Spiders had orders to take Bloody Basin Pass, held by a company and a half of tenacious Comguard tank crews. Skirmish in the mountains. Battle on the slopes. With a brilliant flash, the laser bolt struck the trunk of the large oak, superheating the moisture in the tree as it burned its way through. Within seconds, the abused wood exploded, spewing pulp, bark, and leaf-laden branches in a wide arc. Smiling, Demetria powered down her ice ferret. She had enough target practice for the moment. She'd been crushed when the techs had informed her that they couldn't repair the damage to her misslinks in time for the next offensive, until Star Commander Phelan had found her the ferret in near-perfect condition. Some mech warriors felt superstitious about piloting a mech whose last pilot's body was barely cold, but Demetria jumped at the chance. Now she had a real mech. She couldn't wait to get at the Comguards now. Situation: Piritsu Mountains, Tukayyid. Once satisfied that his forces had sufficient supplies to succeed in their drive toward Burzo, Ilkhan Kerensky ordered the Wolf Spiders to lead the assault. The action began quietly, with the Clan Wolf clusters slipping past the 10th Army under the cover of a fierce storm raging in the mountains. Unfortunately for the Wolves, the Presenter Marshal spotted them and sent the 39th and 222nd Divisions to split the 13th Wolf Guards from the rest of the galaxy. Okay, now, stop typing your comment, because I know what you're going to say. The Exterminator isn't a medium mech. I know this, you know this, everybody who's played Battletech knows this. But that writer, he didn't know. He said it was a medium. Or, it was totally in character, and MechWarrior Demetria is an idiot who doesn't know if an Exterminator is a medium or a heavy. Whatever headcanon you want to go with that. But just to make sure that you all understand, that's what's written in the book. That's what I read out. It's funny when those little mistakes are in there, because some people seem to get really confused and think I'm coming up with this stuff off the top of my head. I wish I was that good. I'm not. It's just in the book, and it's a mistake. Just like they call everybody a Khan in the Battle of Tukayyid book, even though they aren't. They could be like a war master or a fucking toilet cleaner. It doesn't matter. They're all Khan this, Khan that. Doesn't matter. There's no Sarkhans. But yeah. Anyway, that's reading. So don't get worried. The Exterminators are heavy. We all know it's heavy. They fucked up. Bye.